Nobody is satisfied. Those words from Ayao Komatsu were not a warning. They were the sound of Esteban Ocon's Haas seat being measured for somebody else. Toyota has built a driver pipeline around Haas, and Ryo Hirakawa is standing beside the garage with experience, backing, and one target, 2027. Behrman is scoring. Ocon is explaining. Toyota is watching. That is a dangerous combination when contracts are expiring and patience is disappearing faster than Haas rear downforce. So, has Toyota plotted the grid's most unexpected driver swap? Or is this pressure designed to wake Ocon up before the axe falls? We are breaking down the performance gap, Hirakawa's advantage, and the political fight involving Toyota, Ferrari, and Haas. Subscribe now, because silly season has stopped being silly. It has become survival. And if Ocon cannot reverse this negative loop, the next Haas announcement could be brutal for his Formula One future. That threat did not appear overnight. Haas entered 2025 believing Ocon would be the experienced reference Behrman needed. He arrived with a Grand Prix victory, multiple podiums, and years inside Force India, Renault, and Alpine. The veteran would score the dependable points, while the rookie learned where Formula One hid its sharpest knives. Instead, Behrman learned and began turning the comparison upside down. During their first season together, Behrman edged Ocon by 41 points to 38. That gap was small enough to explain away, especially because Haas struggled with inconsistent components and a vehicle that demanded confidence under braking. However, the picture became uglier in 2026. Behrman collected 18 points across the opening phase of the campaign, while Ocon managed only 3. One driver was supposed to be the apprentice, the other was supposed to be the benchmark. Haas somehow ended up paying the benchmark to chase the apprentice. Ocon has offered technical reasons for the deficit. In Austria, he said different floors had left his car short of rear downforce compared with Behrman's. He had used floor 14, then tried floor 15, while Behrman was running floor 13. Komatsu also admitted that imperfect and underperforming components had affected both drivers. That context is important. A Formula One floor controls enormous amounts of airflow beneath the vehicle. If it flexes incorrectly or produces less load than expected, the driver loses rear stability and confidence through fast corners. Yet there is a brutal problem with that defense. This sport accepts explanations only until the stopwatch becomes bored. Ocon struggled with braking characteristics during 2025 as well, often needing more understeer to settle the rear on corner entry. Behrman was happier attacking the brake pedal and managing instability. The younger driver adapted. The experienced driver requested a friendlier platform. Neither approach is morally wrong, but only one has regularly delivered the stronger result. And this is where Toyota's involvement turns a teammate defeat into a cockpit emergency. Toyota did not attach its Gazoo Racing identity to Haas simply to place a logo on the side pod and enjoy expensive hospitality coffee. The partnership started as technical cooperation, with access to facilities, personnel development, testing of previous cars, and work on a simulator at Haas's Banbury base. It then expanded into title sponsorship for 2026. The official name became TGR Haas F1 Team. That is not decorative branding. It is a manufacturer effectively placing its fingerprints across an operation that once depended almost entirely on Ferrari support. Ferrari still supplies the power unit, gearbox, and other permitted components. Behrman also remains part of Ferrari's long-term driver system. However, Toyota now brings resources Haas badly needed: testing capacity, engineers, facilities, commercial strength, and a deep pool of racers. The balance of influence is changing. Maranello once had the clearest route into Haas's driver discussions. Now Toyota has entered the room, pulled up a chair, and placed several resumes on the table. Komatsu has already acknowledged that Toyota will be involved when future drivers are discussed. He also stressed that performance must come first, and rejected the idea of installing a Japanese racer who is not good enough. That sounds reassuring, but examine what it really confirms. Toyota has a voice. It does not possess a magic button labeled Fire Ocon, yet it can recommend candidates, fund development opportunities, supply testing mileage, and help shape what Haas considers valuable. The leading Toyota-backed option is Hirakawa. His resume is unusual for a Formula One hopeful because he is not a teenage Formula 2 sensation carrying a helmet twice the size of his resume. He is an established endurance specialist. Hirakawa won the 24 Hours of Le Mans with Toyota in 2022 and became a two-time World Endurance Champion. He has raced in Super Formula, won the Super GT title, worked with McLaren and Alpine, and accumulated 7 Formula One practice appearances across 3 outfits. That experience is precisely why Toyota's plan could be ruthless rather than romantic. Hirakawa understands complex hybrid machinery, tire management, traffic, development work, and detailed engineering feedback. He does not need lessons about behaving inside a major manufacturer. Toyota has trusted him at Le Mans, where one mistake can erase months of preparation. Haas has trusted him with aerodynamic assessment work and previous car testing. This is not a random celebrity audition. It is a long evaluation disguised as reserve duty. His Austrian FP1 appearance deserves honesty, though. Hirakawa finished 19th and was 1.422 seconds slower than Behrman. Anyone presenting that session as proof that he would immediately destroy Ocon is selling premium-grade nonsense. Much of Hirakawa's program involved aerodynamic work, and his only maximum attack lap was untidy. The red flag also ended the session early. Those factors explain part of the deficit, but they do not transform P19 into a secret pole position. This is the central gamble. Hirakawa offers maturity, Toyota knowledge, and proven success outside Formula One. He does not offer a body of Grand Prix results showing that he can outperform Ocon. At 32, he would be an exceptionally late rookie. Fans would rightly ask why Haas should remove a race winner for somebody whose single-seater prime appeared to pass years ago. Toyota may see a prepared professional. Critics may see corporate influence wearing racing boots. So tell us honestly, if you controlled Haas, would you trust Ocon's experience or gamble on Hirakawa's Toyota-backed potential? Put your choice in the comments, because this decision is far more complicated than the headlines admit. There are other candidates, which makes Ocon's position less comfortable. Haas has tested reigning Formula 2 champion Leonardo Fornaroli in an older vehicle. Despite limited preparation and machinery very different from the McLaren cars he knew, Fornaroli reportedly impressed with his speed, qualifying simulations, feedback, and professionalism. A letter of intent could allow Haas to take him on loan if it decides he is the best choice. Suddenly, Toyota's preferred contender is not merely racing Ocon, he is racing the entire waiting room. Ferrari has Rafael Camara. The Brazilian prospect has shown enough talent to earn serious attention, and Ferrari would naturally enjoy placing another academy driver beside Behrman. That arrangement would preserve Maranello's influence while giving Haas youthful upside. Yet 2 developing drivers could create risk. When the VF26 produces confusing data or inconsistent floors, Haas needs somebody capable of separating a driver problem from an aerodynamic one. Filling both cars with youth could turn every difficult Friday into a group project where nobody has read the instructions. Then comes Yuki Tsunoda, the explosive wildcard. Haas considered him before signing Ocon, and his Japanese identity would create commercial excitement around Toyota's growing involvement. More importantly, Tsunoda already has years of Formula One experience. He knows the tires, circuits, parc fermé restrictions, media pressure, and political madness. Compared with Hirakawa, he would be the less experimental option. Compared with Ocon, however, his own inconsistency raises another question. Would Haas be solving a performance problem or merely changing the accent of the complaints? That distinction matters because the title says, Toyota has plotted a swap, not officially completed one. No contract announcement has confirmed Hirakawa, Tsunoda, or anybody else alongside Behrman for 2027. Ocon has an option that could extend his stay. Komatsu has refused to give an answer that would be ripped out of context, and both men strongly denied stories of a personal rift. Claims of an immediate sacking were described as fabricated. The battle is real. The final verdict remains open. Unfortunately for Ocon, denying a feud does not repair the points table. Haas may respect him personally, while deciding that another driver offers better sporting or commercial value. Formula One history is filled with farewell statements after a cold calculation. Team principals do not need to hate a driver to replace him. They simply need to believe the next person can score more points, cost less money, unlock a partnership, or serve the long-term plan. Here is the part nobody at Haas can hide behind polite corporate language. Toyota's arrival has changed what this seat is worth and who has the power to chase it. Behrman's performance increases that freedom. Haas is likely to keep him unless Ferrari promotes him elsewhere, because he is young, quick, commercially attractive, and already producing results. His presence means the second seat can be used strategically. Haas could choose experience through Ocon or Tsunoda, Toyota alignment through Hirakawa, championship-winning youth through Fornaroli, Ferrari continuity through Camara, or internal familiarity. Every route has logic. Ocon's route depends almost entirely on a dramatic sporting recovery. The summer break arrived at an awkward moment. Haas had failed to score for 5 consecutive races from Barcelona through Hungary. Behrman went from 3 points finishes in the first 5 Grand Prix to struggling with confidence as rivals outdeveloped the VF26. Ocon finished 16th in Hungary, while Behrman came home 19th after a miserable weekend. That wider decline gives Ocon some protection because the car, not merely the driver, has fallen backward. However, it also creates urgency. Haas sits 7th with 21 points and cannot allow its development slump to become another familiar spiral. The team needs its post-break upgrades to restore stability and qualifying pace. If the new package works and Ocon remains behind Behrman, his technical explanations will lose force. If the update fails, Haas must judge which driver offers the clearest direction for fixing 2027. Either outcome turns the remaining races into an audition. Think about the pressure inside Ocon's helmet. Every corner now carries 2 battles. He must control a difficult rear end, while knowing each mistake strengthens somebody else's presentation. Push too hard and crash, and the headlines call him desperate. Drive safely and finish behind Behrman, and the same headlines call him finished. Meanwhile, Hirakawa can complete simulator work, offer calm feedback, and wait for the comparison to become uncomfortable. That is why this possible swap feels ruthless. Ocon joined Haas expecting to provide leadership after an ugly Alpine exit. He probably viewed the move as a reset, fewer internal politics, a direct relationship with Komatsu, and a young teammate he could beat. 18 months later, Behrman has become the protected asset, Toyota has transformed the team's future, and Ocon is again surrounded by replacement speculation. Formula One can turn a fresh beginning into an exit interview with astonishing efficiency. Hirakawa also carries enormous pressure. If Toyota pushes too visibly, every slow lap will be called proof that he bought the opportunity, even if no seat payment exists. His age will be weaponized. Every mistake will be compared with younger prospects. To justify the move, he would need to adapt quickly and deliver credible pace against Behrman. Toyota's name can open the garage door, but it cannot drive the vehicle through turn 1. And if you are not subscribed, do it now, because this fight will not end with one contract announcement. It could redefine Toyota's Formula One return, Ferrari's relationship with Haas, and the future of every driver waiting behind that garage. The deeper issue is control. Toyota insists this partnership is about developing people and strengthening Haas, not purchasing a disguised works entry. Yet title sponsorship, technical facilities, simulator construction, driver testing, and involvement in lineup discussions naturally create influence. Each extra contribution makes Toyota harder to ignore. Ferrari provides the mechanical heart of the car. Toyota is increasingly helping build the body around it. Eventually, those interests may collide. That final option requires Ocon to prove the performance is still there. Reputation cannot carry him forever. One Grand Prix victory from 2021 will not score points in 2027. Complaints about component variation may be accurate, but Haas must see adaptation alongside diagnosis. The best drivers explain what is wrong and find a way to extract something anyway. Behrman has done that more often, which is why the garage hierarchy has shifted. The next races therefore matter beyond the constructor's standings. Watch which driver receives new components first. Notice who completes key simulator sessions. Pay attention to additional previous car tests and every carefully worded Komatsu answer. None of those details alone confirms a swap, but together, they reveal where confidence is moving. In Formula One, the official announcement is often the final page of a story the paddock has been reading for months. Toyota's plot is not a cartoon conspiracy conducted beneath a black sheet. It is smarter than that. Build technical value, develop drivers, expand sponsorship, earn a voice. Create several candidates, then allow the stopwatch and contract calendar to apply pressure. If Ocon responds, Toyota still benefits from a stronger Haas. If he fails, Hirakawa or another preferred option is already prepared. That is ruthless planning. because every outcome increases Toyota's leverage. The grid did not see this coming, because Toyota never needed to announce a takeover. It simply made itself too useful to ignore, while Ocon's results made his seat too vulnerable to protect. So the final months of 2026 will decide whether this becomes a stunning comeback or a quiet execution. Ocon must close the gap, score when chances appear, and stop giving Haas reasons to explore. Hirakawa must turn testing mileage into undeniable speed. Tsunoda, Fornaroli, Kamara, Tsuboi, and Fukuzumi must convince decision-makers that their upside exceeds the risk. Toyota has plotted the board brilliantly. Haas now possesses options, leverage, and a genuine driver fight. Behrman looks like the foundation. Ocon looks like the question. Hirakawa looks like the bold manufacturer-backed answer, although his Austrian pace proves the case is far from closed. The Ruthless swap may happen. It may also collapse under the weight of the stopwatch. Either way, Ocon can no longer pretend this is ordinary silly season noise. The threat is sitting inside his garage, wearing Toyota colors, and waiting for a decision. Now pick your side. Should Haas keep its race-winning veteran, hand Hirakawa his long-awaited opportunity, or shock everybody with Tsunoda? Drop your verdict below. Subscribe before the next paddock bombshell lands. And remember this question when the 2027 lineup is finally revealed. Did Toyota reward pure speed, or did it quietly take control of Haas?